Hello everyone, it's Edward Blade here again, bringing you a review for another movie, this time one that probably doesn't deserve anyone's attention whatsoever. Mandy! So last year I heard like a lot about this movie Mandy, starring Nicolas Cage, and I usually avoid Nic Cage movies like I avoid Calls from My Parents. He's the worst actor ever. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Nic Cage is the worst actor that has ever lived in this world. It's not an exaggeration of any sort on my part. I really do believe this. He's been in a very few amount of like actual good movies, and for the most part he almost ruined those for me. He just ruins everything he's in. I loved Kick-Ass, the comics, but then like his role in that movie, God, it almost ruined it for me. It was so bad. There's a lot of people who defend him, and I don't really know why. He pumps out like 5 shitty, horrible movies a year, and then does like one alright one every 5 years, and for some reason he's still got like a fan base that people love him. And I don't know. I just don't understand why anyone would still love Nic Cage. I almost feel like people are joking when they tell me that they like Nic Cage or that they don't hate him. But this movie got such great reviews, and it's been on like a list of movies that I've had to watch for the last year, and you know, people just kept saying good things about it. It looked interesting to me, and I was like, okay, even if it's Nic Cage, maybe people are right. Maybe this movie is actually good. Maybe this one's better than all the other Nic Cage movies, because there's not really that many good ones at all. But no, dude, this movie sucked. And I can say it over and over again, and I will say it over again. It sucked, it sucked, it sucked, it sucked. I will scream it from the tops of all the mountains in the world. It sucked! It sucked. It sucked. It's awful. It's terrible. I hated it. So right off the bat, this movie already gets 2 angry reacts just for having Nic Cage in it. Like, I'm going to add to it later, but, you know, it's not good when a movie, right off the bat, it's already got something against it that I don't want to see, and that is Nic Cage. Also, this movie takes place in 1983 for no discernible reason that I can find. There's like a religious cult in this movie, and I don't know if were religious cults a huge deal in 1983. I don't know. That's stupid. It's dumb. It doesn't need to exist in 1983. I don't know why it does. I don't know. So right there, like, that's 2 strikes. You got Nic Cage, strike 1, bad movie. And then you're setting this in 1983 for no reason. That's strike 2, really bad movie. Like, next. How about make a movie that doesn't suck next time? Yeah, I'm talking to you, Panos Cosmatos. The fuck kind of name is that anyway? Panos Cosmatos. Sounds like you're a fucking Greek astronaut. At some point, Nic Cage makes like a knock-knock joke about Eric Estrada, and I think that, I'm pretty sure it was ad-libbed because it's just like 1983 in the movie. So he's like, hey, I'm gonna make an 80s joke. And then like 10 minutes into the movie, there's like a boring ass conversation between him and his wife, Mandy. And they're just sitting around talking about planets. And she's just like, what's your favorite planet? And he's like, Saturn. And then he's like, no, you know what? Never mind. Like Galactus. It's not a fucking goddamn planet. Like, it's a fucking Marvel supervillain who eats planets. And it's just like, he does this a lot, and I hate that he does this. He just ad-libs things, and like, you know that was not in the script. That was not in the script. It's probably just Saturn was. And then he was like, you know what? I'm fucking funny, dude. I'm gonna go ahead and say Galactus, because that's funny. I'm funny, dude. People will know, like, I like Marvel movies, dude. I like Marvel. I like comic books. Like, I'm old, but I like comic books. Yeah, like, we get it. Fuck face, Nic Cage. Fuck. Like, okay, dude, we get it. Like, you do like comics. Like, you don't have to prove it to us. You've been in like a bunch of comic book movies. You've been Ghost Rider, Ghost Rider 2, Ghost Rider 32, fucking Kick-Ass. Like, we get it. You like comic books. Stop trying to prove it to people. And that's one thing I hate about Nic Cage. Like, I think I remember reading a long time ago about like how he was in Fargo. Like, he was trying to ad-lib lines that were not on the script, and Coen Brothers was like, no, can't do that shit. We don't tolerate that fucking tomfoolery around here. And I wish more writers and directors would say that to him, because like, I feel like he does this all the fucking time. Nic Cage ad-libs or improvises like lines all the time, and it's usually him trying to be funny. Stop trying to be funny. You're in a fucking drama. Like, stop fucking trying to be funny. Like, he ruins fucking movies by doing this all the time, and I wish he would just fucking stop, you know? He tries to be funny during, like, completely serious scenes, and it's just like, stop, like, you're ruining it. And then these directors are like, oh, I guess I'll let it. It's Nic Cage. You can't tell Nic Cage what to do. Like, you should fucking tell Nic Cage what to do, because he doesn't know what the fuck to do. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Shut him up. Stop him. For the love of God, stop this man. Stop him. I think Nic Cage plays like a character in real life, like a character of himself. Like every time you see Nic Cage in a movie, he's playing a character of who he thinks Nic Cage is. He always seems coked up, like in real life. He doesn't seem like he's playing a coked up person. He just seems like he's coked up. And now I'm not gonna like slander his name and be like, hey, Nic Cage does coke. But Nic Cage does coke. And the colors, oh fucking god, the colors. Man, it's like, they're like, hey, this movie's kind of boring. What should we do? Oh, you know what? Let's film this scene in red, or let's make this scene purple. And it's just like, they just throw in random colors because they probably realized their movie wasn't very good at all. And the scene was fucking boring. They're like, hey, you know what? Maybe let's make it like artistic. Let's try to make it pretend like we're artistic. Like this is an art house film. Let's just throw some pink on it and no one will notice. Well, guess what, motherfucker? I fucking noticed because I've got a fucking film degree. Like, a fucking turd that's painted purple is still a fucking turd, dude. Like, it's still a fucking turd. I can't believe this got such good reviews and people were just like, oh, the visuals and cinematography were amazing. Like, no, they fucking weren't, dude. They fucking were terrible. Everything's just red, bro. Like, that's not fucking artistic. That's not fucking beautiful cinematography. Like, hey, look at me. There's a black light under me. Now people are going to be like, oh, this Angry Edward YouTube reviewer guy. Like, oh, he's like, man, you should see his reviews are like art house. They're so artistic. Like, he's so artistic. Like, no, click, click, bam, it's done. Like, that's it. It's just fucking lights, dude. That's it. Doesn't make anything better. Doesn't make anything better. I don't see why this Nic Cage movie has good reviews, but like the other 20 movies he put out last year, like, have terrible reviews. Like, they're all bad. Like, everyone's just a piece of shit, like a pile of shit. This whole world is just a steaming fucking hill of shit, of Nic Cage's shit, and we're all just fucking living on it. Some shots are just so slow and unnecessary, and it takes forever for this movie to go anywhere, like an hour to be exact. Even adding alien monsters on ATVs and an alien biker gang does not make this movie more interesting. And yeah, you heard that right. There's aliens on ATVs and like an alien monster biker gang. And it's just like, why? Why is there an alien? It's like, hey, you know what? Let's throw some purple on this fucking scene and let's throw some aliens on their motorcycles over there and they're gonna ride their motorcycles into space. Like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? The next dumb thing about this movie is that an hour into this movie, Nic Cage literally has like 4 lines. Which is probably a good thing because when he talks, it's dumb and no one cares and fuck Nic Cage, but the movie, like, he's on the movie poster, like, it's Nic Cage, bloody as hell, in pink and purple, of course, because, you know, bad movie, let's throw some pink on it, some purple, whatever. I'm colorblind, I can't tell the difference. Maybe they realized, hey, you know what, Nic Cage, this isn't working out. He's a terrible actor. Maybe they cut out a bunch of his scenes, I don't know. Maybe they're like, let's just give him 4 lines. And then like the second hour of the movie, you know, he doesn't really say much either. So maybe it was in their best interest. It's in everyone's best interest to give Nic Cage as little lines as possible. There's like some religious fucking goth cult Jesus bullshit in here. Like, I couldn't tell if this cult was like praising Jesus, if they're praising Satan, or if they were praising the aliens on the motorcycles. Like, I couldn't tell. Because like every time the leader of this cult would go on some fucking religious rant, he goes on some rant for literally it feels like 30 minutes at some point in the movie. They drug the Mandy character, and now like not only is the scene pink and purple, but like it's also blurry too because we're seeing it through her drug-induced eyes. And then the guy ends up whipping out his dick for some fucking reason, which is tiny as hell, and like tries to jerk off, and everyone starts laughing at him because Mandy starts laughing at him, and then everyone else starts laughing at him, and he's like yelling at them to shut up. I'm like, what is the fucking point of this? Like, none of this matters at all. Like, why is he doing this? Why are we watching this? What is the point of this? Why did I watch this fucking movie? Like, I just didn't care at all what this cult leader had to say at any point during the movie. And I usually pay very close attention to movies, but like I would just find myself zoning out whenever him or anyone else in his cult would talk about their stupid shit, and like I could not help it. I really couldn't. So yeah, again, this movie takes an hour to get anywhere. It's a fucking revenge movie, but the actual revenge part of it like doesn't happen until hour 2, like the second hour of the entire movie, which seems kind of dumb. Usually with revenge movies, like you kick off the revenge a little sooner than that, I think. And like, here's a big spoiler, but which you probably already know because it's like the fucking main plot of the movie, but like they torture Nic Cage and they kill his wife in front of him, and it's just like they just leave him tied up and like, all right, well, we've killed your wife, like we're gonna be on our merry way now, like have a good day. It's just like, why would you do that? Like, if you kill someone's wife in front of them, they're probably, if they don't call the cops on you afterwards, they're gonna come after you and kill you. Like, so either way, it's probably not a good thing. Like, you're gonna get the cops called on you, or the guy's gonna come after you and fucking murder you. So why in the fucking cunting fuck would you leave Nic Cage tied up after you killed his wife? It's like they're like, hey, we're just gonna leave you tied up real loose up here on this tree, and like, you know, don't come after us and kill us or anything like that. Like, we're just gonna leave you here, but please do not exact any revenge on us whatsoever. Then after this happens, I guess Panos Cosmatos decided, you know what, let's be artistic. Let's have Nic Cage crying in the bathroom in his whitey tighties for 10 minutes. Like, that'll be a good scene. That'll be really artistic. Oh man, I'm such a great artistic director. Everyone's gonna love this movie and I'm gonna get such great reviews. At some point, Nic Cage goes to get weapons from some dude. I guess it's his friend in a trailer in the woods, and Nic Cage kind of explains to him what's going on. And literally he says, there's hippies and Jesus freaks. And then he really sums it up perfectly when he says, it didn't make any sense. Because it doesn't. This fucking movie doesn't make any sense. So like, if you can't explain in your own movie how this movie makes sense, like, why do we need to care? Why should we, the people, give a shit about this movie? If you can't even explain it in your own goddamn words, in your own goddamn movie, you can't have Nic Cage explain why this movie makes any sense whatsoever. He explains to his friend that he's gonna go get revenge. It's like, dude, just call the cops instead. Like, it's not like, oh, maybe these people killed your wife. Like, they did kill your wife and you witnessed it and you saw it. So like, maybe if you just like call the cops, they'll just come and arrest them and take them away. It's like, you know, if you go after them, like, you'll probably just get arrested for murdering an entire biker gang, an alien biker gang. There's humans too, but humans and aliens, like, you'll probably go, there's probably like some fucking intergalactic goddamn planetary police force that's gonna come down on you pretty hard for killing fucking people on Earth and aliens from another planet. So then the revenge part comes. But first, Nic Cage has to make himself some sort of hybrid-ass sword axe type concoction. He goes to like a workshop because he's some sort of blacksmith, I guess, and he makes one within like minutes. It literally seems like it's minutes. He makes it. It's perfect. It's beautiful. It's shiny. It's the shiniest piece of metal I've ever seen, and Nic Cage just made this within like a minute. He takes this axe sword thing, and then he takes a crossbow, and it's like dark outside. He's hiding behind some trees. There's aliens riding by on their motorcycles going like 40 miles an hour in the woods, and there's all these trees blocking, and he just like, boom, kills gets an alien. Like, how? That doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm pretty sure there were like 50 trees in your way from the distance you were between you and that alien. And you know, like, the director's probably like, oh dude, people are gonna be like, oh, that's so cool, Nic Cage just fucking killed an alien on a motorcycle, his crossbow, dude, it's so cool, like, I can't believe he did, I love Nic Cage, bro! So after like Nic Cage tries to run over an alien, they capture him, put him in this room, and this alien like walks up to him, is like starting to torture him, and like cuts Nic Cage's shirt for some reason, and Nic Cage literally like, that was my favorite shirt! And it's just like, just stop ad-libbing shit. Like, that, if that was in the fucking script, that director needs to never make a movie again. That writer-director needs to never ever work ever again if he wrote that in there. But you can tell it's ad-libbed. Like, it's definitely ad-libbed. Because that's what Nic Cage does. And, like, no wonder Coen Brothers wouldn't let you do that shit, bro. Because you fucking are stupid as hell. Then comes the part where I'm like, what the fuck am I even watching anymore? Like, Nic Cage walks into the living room of this alien's house, I guess. There's, like, multiple aliens living there. You know, they all live together. A bunch of bros. Alien bros living together. And he walks in there, and there's an alien just sitting on the couch, snorting coke, watching human porn. And he gets an erection, and like the alien's erection is just like a fucking long ass sword. Like it's a sharp fucking sword. And it's just like, who the fuck wrote this? Like, who made this? Who thought this was fucking cool? Like, let's have the aliens have giant sword sharp erections. Like, what the fuck? Fuck yourself, dude. Like, dude, no wonder this Cosmatos guy took 8 years to make another movie after his first one. This is his second movie he's done. It took 8 years because, like, why? What the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, what are you doing, man? It is just so bad. It's so incredibly bad. He must have written this fucking movie while he was coked out of his mind too. While him and Nic Cage were playing with each other's fucking sword erections, laughing and snorting coke. They were probably like, hey, you know what? Let's make this movie. I got a great idea. So after he fights this sword erection alien, I guess the original alien that was ripping his shirt earlier comes in. Like, it's hard to tell because they all kind of look the same. They're aliens, for fuck's sake. And I swear to God, I wish I was making this up. Nic Cage yells, "You ripped my shirt!" And it's so fucking comical. Like, I laughed. God, I laughed. Lord, how I laughed. I couldn't stop laughing. Like, I had to pause it, and I rewound it, and then, like, I had to listen again to make sure that I'd literally just fucking heard what the fuck I just fucking heard. It was so stupid that I paused the movie, went to the next room, told my wife what just happened, went back into my room, called my parents to let them know what happened, and then I applied for a job, and as a cover letter, I wrote down what had just happened. The movie ends with Nic Cage killing a person and acting like he's coming. That's the end, folks. Nic Cage kills someone, and while he's doing it, he makes this, like, fucking face like he's coming all over the fucking place, and he's just getting off on killing this guy, and like, that's the end of the movie. I wish this was a lie. That's how he gets his revenge. The end. Roll credits. So this movie gets 8 out of 10 angry reacts, which is the highest number I've done so far, because this movie had Nic Cage, which I hate. I hate Nic Cage. God, I hate him so much. First hour was too long, nothing going on, just a bunch of fucking art house hippie mumbo jumbo, and then fucking aliens with sword dicks riding bikes that are never explained. Like, did they ride motorcycles to Earth? Like, these are the kind of things I want to know. Like, who's gonna let me know? Who's gonna tell me how these fucking biker aliens got to Earth? It makes me angrier knowing this movie got a bunch of good reviews when it came out. Like, I just don't fucking get it. I hate Nic Cage. I really think he's the worst mainstream actor that there is right now. I wish he'd fucking go away and just never fucking come back. When I explain my hatred to people, like I said, people just don't seem to get it. They don't get it. I thought he was universally hated. In Community, the show Community did like an episode where Abed is like trying to figure out whether he's like the worst actor of all time or like the best actor of all time or something like that. So I was like, okay, so I guess the most of the world does realize he's like the worst actor ever. But really, I have like one friend who also agrees he's the worst actor ever, and like no one else seems to think so. So other than me, my friend, and whoever wrote that episode of Community, like, he gets love still for some reason, and I don't get it. I hate him. I fucking don't get it. Go away, Nic Cage. The second half of this movie might have actually been alright if like they'd gotten a fucking good actor to be in the movie instead of Nic Cage. Like Tom Cruise. You know, had they gotten Tom Cruise, this movie would have been probably really good. He would have ad-libbed a bunch of stupid ass shit, and like he really would have fucking, he would have fucked some aliens up, dude. So get him next time, Mr. Panos Cosmatos, like, cause, you know, Tom Cruise is a good actor. And maybe next time don't make your movie such a boring piece of shit. It was just such a boring piece of shit, and it really just made me want to fucking kill myself with a goddamn alien boner.